Today, once more, they will replenish themselves, cheat death again, through the power of their source.
Matt Stone.
180degreehealth.com.
Hi, Matt Stone from 180 Degree Health, and I gotta tell you guys, for the last decade I've been trying to micromanage with my brain what I should be eating and the kind of exercise I should be doing and how much I should be drinking and what I should be drinking and all these kind of things. And at the end of that decade, I can honestly say, and I can honestly distribute this piece of advice that is very, very important. That is never, ever, ever try to drown out or override your body's natural feedback signals and mechanisms. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. Here's a good story, a good example in the real world. Now, with kids, young children, they're really in tune with their body's natural needs because they don't have all this mental noise going on up here from things that they've read or heard about what they should be eating or drinking or doing. It's almost like the family pet. The family pet is never going to sit down and drink a quart of water because it heard from its doctor that you should drink more water. So recently my girlfriend's 6-year-old daughter goes in to school and it's hot. We live in Florida and it's been 90 degrees almost recently. And so when they go out on the playground to prevent dehydration and all the liabilities that they might encounter at that end of the spectrum, they've been forcing these kids to take breaks and drink set amounts of water. Now, they don't just make the water available for them to drink if they are thirsty. They actually force them to drink water, overriding their body's natural feedback mechanisms. So what happened? Well, sweet little Emily came home from school, and she was behaving very strangely. And we made a joke. We said, she has like Asperger's today. What is this all about? She was behaving strangely. She, ran off down the street and left us. She was talking and saying a bunch of stuff that didn't make any sense. She was not listening to a word we said when we were talking to her. It was crazy. It was like Emily was gone and somebody else was there. Totally different. And we didn't know about this water drinking. It took us several days to figure out what the heck this was all about. We just had to start to piece the clues together to finally figure out what the heck was going on. Another thing that she displayed that was very different is that she wasn't sleepy at all, and she wanted to just stay awake and stay awake and stay awake. She ended up staying awake till almost 11 o'clock when her normal bedtime is around 8. And she usually gets really sleepy at that time and goes to sleep like that. She was urinating like crazy. I mean, she would go into the bathroom and it sounded like somebody was turned on the fire hose. And she peed and peed like once every hour for 3, 4, 5 hours all the way until late at night. The following night, it was even worse. She was up peeing. She was up maybe 2, 3, 4 different times during the night to pee. And not just pee, but crystal clear urine in really high volumes, shooting out like it's being shot out of a cannon or something. So we witnessed all these different things take place as she was drinking all this extra water and forced to be drinking all this extra water at school. Of course, along with all this, she was experiencing a headache. And she also complained that she was freezing cold. Now, this is a kid with a nice high metabolism, is always warm. Occasionally, we might feel some cold hands and feet, but generally speaking, she's usually warm, warm, warm. Her hands and feet are on fire, especially at night when she goes to bed. Although she's all of a sudden, even though in Florida, with this thermostat set at like 75 degrees, she was complaining, "Mommy, I'm cold, I'm freezing, I'm so cold." So this is just one example of one kid, one person with one simple change, which is drinking water, being forced to drink water beyond thirst. How many adults are doing this? How many adults are doing this forcing themselves to exercise when they're tired? How many adults are drinking coffee when they're tired to lift themselves up again? How many adults are eating things against their will? Maybe they're not wanting to eat more of something, but they keep forcing it down. Maybe they want to eat something else, but they're avoiding it. All the different ways that we interfere with our body's mechanisms. And this is just one simple way. This is just drinking a little bit too much water. And that in and of itself is to start causing all of these different symptoms. And if you look up the actual symptoms of drinking too much water, if you look up water intoxication, you Google water intoxication, you will see that personality changes can occur, headaches, frequent urination, If you take it too far, you can have migraines and seizures and all these kind of things. Sensory perception is off, a lot of different things. And then there's other things that aren't listed, like freezing cold and having really icy cold hands and feet and things like that is another symptom of drinking too much water. So that's just one thing that can go awry when you override your body's natural mechanisms. You can read all this kind of stuff on the internet about all these things that are and are not healthy, and you can buy into all these theories of perfect health if you follow a certain type of dietary regime. But you can eat all organic and you can eat all the purest diet in the world and live this sort of utopian, outstanding health lifestyle. But all it takes is overriding a simple mechanism like your thirst, and drinking excess fluids is all it takes to completely wipe that out. So pay very, very careful attention to what your body is asking for, and take that into consideration when you're actually looking into what you are going to be doing for your health. You want to be working with your body. You want to be obeying its signals, especially the really dramatic ones for, salt cravings, or maybe you're thirsty, you need a drink. All these little things like that, these little indicators are vitally important, and you never want to go and fight against those, or you can really cause yourself a lot of damage, especially in a cumulative sense. Anyways, that's a simple message I'm sharing with you guys today. I'll catch you guys in a new video soon, every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks again. This is Matt Stone of 180 Degree Health.
Subscribe to the 180 Degree Health channel now, or you will be abducted by lesbian Nazi hookers from outer space and forced into a weight loss program.
It doesn't matter what you had for lunch, just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.